219-768-4015 or 219-768-7235. This past spring the Barnswallows returned on Mother's Day. The robins had been back for some time, but robins are notoriously stupid birds, and to me they seem more like harbingers of continued bad weather than of spring. Every year I see pitiful-looking robins standing mournfully around in snow squalls, hoping, I guess, to spot a frozen worm or two. Barn swallows are much better meteorologists, though, which stands to reason since they are also incomparably better aviators, and successful aviators are by necessity accurate meteorologists. At any rate, when the barn swallows arrived back this year, it meant to me that we were truly shed of winter, and that's how it worked out. Now, last year they took advantage of my lack of diligence in home maintenance and built a nest in the disused screen porch downstairs, zooming in and out where the door should have been. This year I built what I hoped would be a suitable alternative residence and nailed it up to the security light post, which was their favorite perch, and made my tardy repairs to the screen porch. When they arrived, all of a sudden filling the little piece of sky around our driveway with their freewheeling low-level aerobatics, we watched carefully to see what would happen. What happened was that they threw themselves at the screen door like kamikazes. Here they traveled thousands of miles through God only knows, and I say that reverently, what hazard and hardship, and at the very end of their journey I had erected an impenetrable barrier between them and their ancestral homeland. They could even see their nesting site, but they couldn't get to it. Well, I blocked the screen door open with a brick, and that's the way it stayed all summer. They immediately started constructing their nest, hauling hundreds of loads of mud mortar up to the sills of the porch. As soon as the nest was done, a swallow was brooding, and then the eggs were hatched, and the nest was filled with comical-looking babies, hanging over the sides of the nest and loudly demanding more bugs. From that point on, for the rest of the summer, there was an air show in progress at our house. At any minute, the swallows were zooming around, picking off mosquitoes and flies by the hundreds to feed themselves and their rapidly growing children, or mounting top-cover patrols to keep their airspace secure. Their principal enemy here was the cat. The dogs, I think, they regarded as benign oafs, and I really think they had a favorable opinion of human beings, but to them the cat was the focus of evil. Pairs of barn swallows worked her over like a couple of helicopter gunships, number two coming in hot while one went out cold. The cat, in typical feline fashion, attempted to act as though it wasn't concerned by their efforts, but I noticed that after a heavy strafing session she tended to spend the next few hours under the canoe. When the babies fledged, Aunt and Uncle barn swallows came from miles around. The cat just stayed under the canoe, and the sky was full of joyful shondells and lazy eights and frantic tail chase games of follow the leader, involving half a dozen or so birds. In the early evening you could sit on the deck with a book and a beer, and at any moment raise your head to observe the kind of airborne joie de vivre that over the centuries inspired people to want to fly. Watching them, I was reminded of Lindbergh's statement during that period of his life when he had evolved from pilot to naturalist, that given a choice between airplanes and birds, he'd take birds. I got home from work late in the afternoon of the 21st of August, and it was a fine, clear, and unusually cool afternoon. According to the weather map, a very strong high-pressure system prevailed over the eastern half of the U.S., with good flying weather and favorable winds from our place south as far as you'd care to go. The color in the trees and pasture and on my neighbor's pond was as vivid and as beautiful as ever, but there was no sound or movement to the sky. It was empty. I took the brick out from the path of the screen door on the downstairs porch and let it close. I wish them a pleasant and safe journey down to the Yucatan, or Puerto Viejo, or wherever their secret destination is, but I know it won't be an easy trip. I have enough appreciation for their skills to know, when I see them return around next Mother's Day, that another cycle of miracle has occurred.